Hi, I'm JD Baumgarten, and today I want to talk with you all about the marketing plan we've developed for a brand new LGBT travel company called Out in Sicily. So, first things first, I want to thank you, Dr. Barnes, and the rest of the marketing team for taking some time to go over these plans with me. So, first, let's start with a little bit about the company itself, our positioning. So, what makes us really unique as a travel proposition for LGBT travelers? Well, first things first, we are going to be the exclusive LGBT company that's operating out of the island of Sicily altogether. So, right now, there is absolutely no competition in this part of the world. And we are enjoying a tourism boom in this area of the world due to mentions in popular culture. There's a huge sort of very gay coded movie that's going to come out very soon, that's being shot on Favignana, one of the destinations for our trips. And then also we have things like White Lotus that have brought a lot of attention to this region of the world. So things to think about. There's a lot of demand and interest because of popular media, and there's not really any options for travelers to go there today. And in addition to that, there are some key things to know about Sicily and kind of what our product is as a whole. Because Sicily is not really a particularly LGBT friendly place to travel. In fact, there's not a lot of infrastructure dedicated just to gay men and women, and anybody sort of on that whole spectrum about where you might go out if you're looking for a night out to spend time with people that have a similar background as you. And then in addition, it's very, very language heavy there, and everyone pretty much solely and exclusively speaks Italian. So there are some real barriers to entry for potential travelers, in particular for the LGBT segment, because when they get there and if they were to speak Italian, there's not a whole lot of opportunities of things that are dedicated solely to them. And then finally, there's some aspects of Sicily that are really challenging for American travelers. If you're not used to living in a beach environment where everything's very wind dependent, you might have some issues understanding the winds and the currents and how that can affect your plans. So you need somebody with a local sort of sensibility or understanding to step in for you and say, hey, here's where you need to go on this day at this time to best enjoy the weather, for what it is. As far as our brand itself, our brand stands for authenticity, safety, sophistication, and most of all, connection. I think that in this digital era, and especially within the LGBT community, there's a lot of emphasis on those in person moments, and we want to create those for people. I think that that's a big driver of why our consumer base would interact with us in the first place. And a couple of key features and benefits. Not only are we going to have personalized itineraries that are going to be led by local hosts that are from the Trapani. It's going to take place in Trapani, Italy, primarily. So our hosts are from the Trapani area and region. We're also going to feature boutique Sicilian accommodations, amazing views, sunsets every night, great, wine, and taking advantage of all of the amazing cultural aspects of Sicily. And then also, we're going to have curated small group experiences. So not only is everything personalized to the weather and the time, but it's going to be personalized to the likes of the group and the interests of the people there, and what will make them have the best trip. So this is a really singular experience for our travelers. As far as our price, now this is not going to be a service that is going to be best served by trying to come off as like an economical or budget minded operation. And in fact, because we're emphasizing luxury, there is sort of a saturation point of how much we can charge for the experience and the perception of the experience being a luxurious one. And so we want to find that really good sweet spot between affordability and also the perception of sort of getting the best of the best. Because a lot of our travelers, as older professionals, they're going to be wanting to spend their money to have a once in a lifetime experience, and that's what we want to provide them. There are also supplemental pricing components that can be included. There are seasonal early booking incentives so that we can make sure that we're filling all of our spots, and we'll provide discounts to people, as a result of booking early. There are also loyalty discounts for returning travelers, and then there are some bundle options that we're looking to develop. So if they want to go on to other parts of Italy from there, we can pass them off to other travel partners that we can, say that we highly recommend, that provide great experiences. So now let's talk about place for our marketing plan. There's a few different areas we're going to want to, sort of invest in and develop. First is going to be our website. That's going to be our main informational hub where you're going to see pictures, go over itineraries, and everything is kind of funneling back to sales. We've got lots of CTAs that are pushing people towards making the purchase and giving them a lot of why buys, understanding what makes our company different, what our value proposition is, and then also, why we would be the best choice for them. Then we're going to supplement that with stuff on Instagram. That's where we're going to be focusing on like narratives, building the idea of luxury, building the idea of boutique experience, and also, focusing on testimonials and behind the scenes materials that give people an idea of like who our founders are and what they'll be like to interact with, and also what they can expect on their trip. On Facebook, we're going to use that to sort of drive home the advertising aspect, the paid advertising aspect. So we're going to be using that to funnel people towards Instagram, to funnel them back to our website so that they can learn more. But that's just going to be that key interest point where we're going to meet our customer base. As far as the traditional channels, we will have travel agents that work in the LGBT sector that are pushing the vacation for a kickback, for a sort of paid percentage of the overall revenues that will go to them. Also, we will do advertising at Pride and other LGBT community centric events where we can network and interface face to face with potential customers. And then finally, we'll do direct outreach. Me and Maurizio, my partner in this business, and then we also have one person interested in working for us, Lily, would love to reach out to customers directly and talk with them about the potential experience they have. Now let's talk about our promotions. To get people's attention, we're going to use paid social ads on Facebook and Instagram. We're also going to get their interest by really focusing on the narratives through our social media channels, daily moments, behind the scenes videos, testimony, things that we can expect. We'll also create desire through similar channels where we promote, those testimonials and curated previews of what travelers can expect through social media. And then finally, in the action, that's going to be taking place mostly on our website. There, we're going to offer booking incentives, CTAs, things that get them pushed more towards, making that final call and booking, like the lowest level of the funnel. So here's our marketing campaign plan. It's pretty modest compared to a lot of things that you'll see, a lot of budgets that you'll see nowadays. We've got about 35,000 total. And if you look at the breakdown, we're really focusing more on the in-person and direct connection elements, those traditional channels, while still, pushing people, driving people towards those channels using social media and internet-based avenues and sources. So in conclusion, we've got a great potential company here, and we really want to increase our brand visibility. So we're going to use social media and traditional channels to create that reality. And we hope to see your all support. We think that this will be a great marketing plan. So thank you all very much for your time. Have a great day.